So hello and welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to learn about the lakes of the world. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first of all we're going to see the continent of North America. So in North America we have the famous five Great Lakes. So these are Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. So in between Lake Superior and Lake Huron there is Sioux Canal, and in between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie there is Erie Canal. These are the five Great Lakes, so they span from Canada as well as the United States of America. So like these can be remembered with Superman helps everyone. So S super stands for superior, the M in man stands for Michigan, which is in USA, and helps for Euron. So you might have heard about, you might have heard the song by Lord Euron, which is the night we met. So if you have not, just you're missing out on life. Please, please, it's a sincere request. Do watch it. It's it's so soothing to your ears. Anyways, that's just my uh, Gen Z thing. Anyways, the three lakes which we have read are the Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, the Erie Lake for every, and Ontario. Superman helps everyone. Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario. So between Superior and Huron, as I told you, there is Sioux Canal. Between Erie and Ontario, there is Erie Canal. Also, there is this Niagara Falls, which can be seen from both Canada as well as USA. So this ED can also, you could see that there's this boundary between Canada and USA, and the Niagara Falls is situated somewhere over here, and you could see the Niagara Falls both from Canada as well as the United States of America. So Lake Superior basically is the largest freshwater lake on earth. Then the other lakes in North America, first of them is Great Bear Lake, Great Slave Lake, Great Athabasca, Reindeer Lake, Lake Winnipeg, Lake Manitoba, Lake Superior, Michigan, the five Great Lakes which we've read, and the most important, the Great Salt Lake over here, the Great Salt Lake. The Great Salt Lake originates or is in the Rocky Mountains. It is the highest saline water body. So Great Lake Superior is for the fresh water, and Great Salt Lake is saline because of the salinity over here. Yeah, so fresh water and saline. So Lake Tahoe, I guess, uh, not over here, but yeah, Lake Tahoe. It is also a freshwater lake situated in USA. So, this was recently in news because the water level was dropping due to drought and climate change. So Lake Tahoe. Then moving on to the continent of South America. South America houses the Lake Maracaibo, which is in Venezuela, and it is known for the petroleum reserves. Venezuela, as we all know, is rich in petroleum reserves, and that is also the basis of their economy, and it has also been detrimental to it in some aspects. But yeah, anyways, this is Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela. It is the largest lake of South America. So this Lake Maracaibo and rich for petroleum reserves. Then Lake Titicaca. This is between Bolivia and Peru. It is the highest commercial navigable lake, navigation lake. So highest in terms of the altitude. Highest in terms of the altitude. So this is the highest commercial navigation lake. This was recently in news because it is shrinking due to climate change. So climate change has been expediting so many problems which were hitherto not present. But you could see the shrinking of this Lake Titicaca, which is between Bolivia and Peru. So this is the location. This is Peru and this is Bolivia. So you could see that it is right on the border of Peru and Bolivia on the western coast. So you might remember that we have the Atacama Desert over here, and which is because of the Peru current, or what we know as the Humboldt current. Just revising it little. Anyways, moving on to the continent of Africa. In Africa, we have so many lakes. Basically, we have Lake Turkana, Lake Victoria, then Lake Kivu, this is Tanganyika, Lake Tanganyika. Then we have Lake Malawi, Lake Kariba over here. This is Lake Kariba. So let's hop into their characteristics. Also, we have this Lake Assal, which is between which is in Djibouti, like in the midst of Djibouti. So Lake Tanganyika was recently in news because of the floods and landslides over in that region. Then we have Lake Nasser. This is Lake Nasser. This water body right away is Lake Nasser. The urban dam is along the Nile River, and this was recently in news as well. So here you could see this is Lake Victoria. It is in it forms the border between Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. So like expands from three countries. This is Lake Turkana in Ethiopia and Kenya, and this is Lake Tanganyika, which was in news. This is in mostly in Tanzania, Congo. Then this is Lake Malawi, which is in Tanzania, Mozambique, and Malawi. So Malawi is also a country. So then the Lake Chad. So Lake Tanganyika, we said, we read that this was used because of floods and landslides. Lake Chad, this wasn't used because it was sinking due to climate change. So this is Lake Chad in the country of Chad. So we also read about Lake Nasser, which is along the Nile River, and the urban dam is also along the Nile River. So this you might know. This is the Sinai Peninsula, and this is the country of Egypt. And Nile is the longest river. So moving on to the continent of Asia. In Asia, we have Lake Baikal in Siberia. It is the deepest lake in the world. It is situated in the Rift Valley, and it contains about 23% of the surface fresh water of the earth. So that's a pretty huge amount. So this is the Lake Baikal over here. So it is situated in Siberia and houses 23% of fresh water on the surface of the earth, which is situated in the Rift Valley. So you could see this is the country of Russia. This is the deepest lake in the world. Then the Ural Sea, as we have seen in the previous video also, it forms the border between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, and also it could be said that the Ural Sea forms the border between Europe and Asia. Then we have the Caspian Sea, the Dead Sea, which is the lowest point on the Earth's surface. The Jordan River basically drains into the Dead Sea. So here you could see this is the Jordan River, which eventually drains into the Dead Sea. This over here. So this is basically a lake, but it is called as a sea. So it is an engulfed water body, but it is called a sea. But anyways, This is the lowest point on the Earth's surface. And then we have the Sea of Galilee. So this region right over here, this is the Sea of Galilee. These are the Golan Heights occupied by Israel, but they were previously a part of Syria. So the Sea of Galilee. And this blackened region is basically Israel. And this is the Gaza Strip. The Sea of the Galilee, the Jordan River passes through this and then eventually goes to the Dead Sea. So, Lake Van in Turkey, this is highest in salinity. So, in North America, also, we read about uh, a lake which was high in salinity, which was the Great Salt Lake. And but Lake Van, that is the highest in terms of salinity, higher than the Salt Lake. So Lake Van in Turkey. This is the location of Lake Van. So Turkey, as you might know, that it is a part of both Europe and Asia. And so moving on to uh, Southeast Asia. In Southeast Asia, we have uh, Tonle Sap in Cambodia. This was in news because it is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve and it is rich in biodiversity. Tonle Sap in Cambodia. Then Lake Toba in Indonesia. It is a caldera lake because of the volcanoes, so it is a caldera lake. This is the location of Lake Toba in Indonesia. So this is the Sumatra island of Indonesia and it houses Lake Toba. Then in Australia we have Lake Eyre, as I've shown you in the previous videos. So with this we've come to an end to our discussion on the lakes of the world. I hope this might have been helpful to you and just 17 days left for the examination. All the best and thank you for watching.